Hi everyone. Well, if you've seen any of the recent videos I just now finished uploading, this is what I made. And I have the full tutorial for this, and because it came out so pretty with these glass flowers, we're going to do something else with them. So what I've done, I've cut 20 wires. This is 24 gauge, and they're 24 inches long. And I've already started, but I'm going to show you what I've actually done. Just make sure. Okay. I have all my wire. So this is what I've made so far. And they're going to be done in 2 steps. So we're going to just work on the first step first. So I fold my wire in half, and I'm using still the 6mm clear crystal in the middle, and they are in the playlist. The flowers, they are not in the playlist, but you can find them on Amazon. All of that information is in the description box beneath the past project that I just showed you. All you have to do is go to Amazon, Google glass flowers for jewelry making, and it will pop up. It's only a few down. So after you get your wire, your round crystal on your wire, give it a pinch. This way here, unlike, I'll show you, on the tree, because it's really hard to do it on the tree. To get in there, can you see all those little wires, like right on the side? It's really not that bad. It's not really that noticeable. Not all of them have it, but some do. But doing it this way, you really shouldn't have it at all. So once you put your bead, your crystal or bead, I've even tried it with a seed bead and it works as well on these flowers. Give it just one little twist. That'll make it so that it sits pretty in the middle of your flower. Then what you're going to do is just put it through your flower like that. And now you can see, you don't see any of the wire. Now without twisting, because it's a moot point, nothing's going to happen, you're going to start your leaf. And I am using the little bicones, the 4mm bicones. And yes, they are all mixed up, but that's all right for me. That's because I was working in the other room. And then I just threw them all together. I'm actually going to grab some more and do them separate. Okay, so I'm going to put a leaf on it. Just slide it up like that. Bring it up to your flower, and then put in a few twists like that. And then with the longest wire, I'm going to put in just a few. I've been putting 4. That's just to start. And that's it for the first part. So you can make some of these, and then I'll show you what we're going to do for the second part. And all this is something I've never done before, never worked with these flowers until that 4-inch that I just showed you. So with the length of these wires, I will not run short. I will not know what hoop I'm putting them in. It will either be 5 or an 8-inch hoop. And that will depend on how the tree comes out. And then put them through. It's so much easier like this than it was to do that that 4-inch. That 4-inch was real tough, guys. Not hard that you cannot do it. Hard that you have to hold on to your flower, or else it won't look right. it won't go up to the twist. I'll show you in a minute. And just bring this over and give it a few little twists. Like that. Nothing too hard. And we're always going to start with the longest wire because I don't know yet what I don't know yet which hoop I'm going to use. But back to this. So this is what it looks like in the front. It's not too bad. I like it. I like it a lot, or else I wouldn't be doing this. But in the back, well, it's not as pretty. But if you don't slide the flower all the way down and hold it and try and get your wire through the crystal back into the flower, you have just straight wire showing, and it just doesn't look good. So it is a little bit of a challenge, but I think you can do it. I did it. And this one here is going to be easy because we're not fighting to make a flower. So again, put it onto the wire, slide it down, give it a pinch, throw in a few little twists so that it doesn't spin, and then you won't see the wire on top. See, like that one was a little tough getting it through. You can only use 24 gauge wire for this, unfortunately. I'm not even sure exactly, well, not only what size hoop I'm going to use, but how I'm going to attach them to my hoop. I already know how I'm going to do that. And the roots, well, I've done it outside the hoop before, so I have a few options. If you've seen any of the other tutorials working outside the hoop, or yeah, they are in a playlist. I'm just going to put these ones here aside. Just to give you an idea of what they look like. They're really pretty. Slide it down. And then give it a little pinch so it's in the middle. I like that. What you should actually do is hold it on the sides where the wire is, then it won't slip on you. And then just put in a twist, because that will slip right through your flower petal. And these ones here, they do call trumpets. If you go and look for them on Amazon, that's about the best I can do for you. But if you do find them, like I said, glass flowers for jewelry making. On the top, it'll tell you what brand they are. Click on that. Check out their store. They have a couple of really nice, different flowers. They have one that looked kind of iridescent. I didn't really get into it too much. The one thing I did like about working in the 4-inch hoop is it is really a full tree with a lot of flowers. Well, not really a lot. It looks like a lot because of the shape of the tree. The longest wire always on this project, guys. It's a must. If you watch the tutorial for the one I just did in the 4-inch hoop, you'll see the difference between doing it this way, outside the hoop, and then the way I did that one. I think that might have been a little bit easier if I did it in a bigger hoop, but I think it's just beautiful the way it is. I mentioned in the tutorial, I'm going to try and stop making videos again on a more regular basis. It's just been a month, you know. How pretty is that? Look at that. They're really beautiful. Then I did this one. I'm not sure yet about that, because what happens is that you can see I'll do another one, I'll show you. You can see that little tiny piece of wire there, whereas on the others you don't see it. It's a little bit harder to put it on like that, but I also don't want a million wires to get the look that I'm looking for. So I do believe I will be doing these. It's just a little bit of a struggle. Not a struggle. I'll show you in a minute. Let's do these two first. One of the florals, I think it was the one with the acrylic hearts, I'm not sure, but I had put one leaf on both sides of each flower, and I ended up having a leaf traffic jam. That's why I'm only putting one. It doesn't need to. It's like the same on the project that I just did in the 4-inch hoop. I alternated a leaf, a flower, a leaf. I really didn't want a million leaves. Let's see. I didn't keep track of colors. I don't think I need to. Yeah, these are a little bit, some of them, not all of them, a little tricky to get even the 24 gauge in there. Like you can see that, it's scraping all the way up. They are pretty. I do recommend them. You'll get past the trickiness. It won't be that hard. You'll watch the 4-inch hoop and you'll see what I mean. They're fun to work with for sure. Now you'll have one long. Use the long, because we don't know how much wire it's going to take once we start to assemble it. And on one of my projects, it ended up that there were lots of little wires and I couldn't twist them into the trunk. So we should have 20 of them here. I'm not going to count them. Alright, so to get them to look like this is what I did. I'll put that one over there. They all have one flower, and on the side opposite of the leaf, go on the other side and pick up your flower and go through. this is where it gets tricky. Not as much on this as it is on the hoop. I'll show you right now. Get your crystal or seed bead or whatever you choose to put in there. I do prefer the 6mm. Okay, so now I want to get this to go through, but if I don't hold it, you're going to have wire like that. You have to hold it all the way down because it will slide up on you, and you can't pinch to make sure that you don't see any wire because of the angle you're going in. So you have to keep your bead enough away so you can go through, and don't let that trumpet flower move, because if it's not sitting all the way down, it'll be away from it. It won't look good. So hang on to it like that's how I was doing it, and then try to get it little by little so that you don't see the wire. But basically, that's it. And you do see a little bit of wire, and you're going to. There's no I can't get it to work, but only on one, and then the other one you don't see any. And that's it. So that's what I'm doing for the second part. That's not all. I'm not done. Right now we're just putting flowers together. Go through the bottom. It was easier to start with the crystal and do it than it is this. And some of them holes not that great. What happens is the hole is good, but let me see if I can show you. I did in the other video. I can't focus it. There is a hole, but there's also surrounding the hole like a little straw of glass. So we'll call that a no. I'm not going to play with that. No. Oh, that one's already assembled. No, it's not. Oh, that has a little straw too. Let's hope this one will go on for us. Oops. No, that's the dropsies. Okay. Now, if you put it through, just pretend, and you don't hold it, when you pull your wire through, you'll have it like that. And that is not strong, so you really have to hold it. And if you can't, then this probably won't be suitable for you because it won't work. What you can do, if you do try it and you have a space, you can try and close it up by twisting this. But keep in mind, this is 24 gauge wire, and it is really, really thin, and you can break it easy. And I can't help you with that on something like this. You break it, it's broke. Again, I'm going on the opposite side of the leaf with a different color flower. My hands were a mess, sorry guys. It is tricky to hold on to it. You can hear it scrape it. Like, it's tough. I actually was pulling it in the other room doing this, and I slid off and punched myself right in the stomach. I'm glad it happened out there and not here, because I would have to show you, because I can't edit. That wouldn't have been fun. Opposite side of the leaf. Ooh, that's not gonna work. Okay, pay attention. That's just me telling myself. There we go. So what I do is with my thumb, I like to hold it there and then just try to let the crystal up a little bit. And then try to get it through without making myself bleed. There we go. And slide it back down, and I'm holding it with the thumb and this finger really tight so that it doesn't go away from the twisted part of the stem from the other flower. And give it a good pull. And pull again, because it will, if it slides up, it's not going to look good. It's going to either look like that, or you're going to twist it and it's not going to have anything there. You can twist it with the flower if you have a little gap, but I wouldn't do anything more than that. I tried it, and it wasn't ideal. And that's what we're going to do for all of them. I'm going to add one, and I don't know what I'm going to do after that, but I have to get a flower, not a crystal. You see, guys, it's the thing. I see something shiny and I lose my all train of thought. Oh, the other thing I did today, oh my gosh. So I take the chair away from my workspace and stand while I do this, because otherwise I can't check to make sure I'm in the right place. I mean, I could try. I probably could do it. But I'm so used to just standing. Well, I went to sit down. There was no chair. Guys, if I had fallen, that would have been curtains for me. Yep. I break bones easy. Got a broke a hip this time for sure. See, it's sliding up. I don't want that. And did I lose my... What I did. I lost my bead. Okay. So right now I probably have 4 or 5 things all uploading at the same time. And you're thinking, what did she do? Where has she been? That's what I did today. So pretty. Look at that. I do like it. And the difference between what we're going to do on this and what I did with this, because it is attached to a hoop, it has this look on the back. You know, it's not beautiful, but if you hang it on a wall, it'll be beautiful. Perfect for a little girl's room. I love it. Or for someone that has just had a baby, that's a nice one. If you hang it in a window from the back, it won't look too bad. I would hang it in a window without giving it a second thought. One thing always to keep in mind if you make something and you hang it, or you buy something and it has a suction cup, every now and then take it down, clean the area, wash your suction cup, and put it back up, because they lose the suction. I suggest not using a suction cup on anything big. Instead, if you have a curtain rod, I suggest hanging it on that with a little piece of ribbon or something like that. Or if you have a big piece, not something flat, something with more of heavier. I can't explain it. Anything with like a heavy crystal, or the moon that I made. Those I would either put a hook, on the wall, and then attach that to the hook, or do like my girlfriend did. She has a big sliding glass window, and she hung it from the rod, and it just hangs right in the center. I mean, it's beautiful, and it casts rainbows all over the place. And the little ones too, the little prisms, like the one on the 4-inch I just showed you, same thing. that size prism. See, look, guys, I did it right there. I didn't slide that all the way down. So what I'm gonna have to do, that's a small space. I can close that up, I think. The thing is, this will just keep twisting. You have to kind of hold it like that and twist it. You have to hold on to the crystal because otherwise it won't, it just spins. See, I don't like to do that. It makes it too hard. So now you see what I was talking about. It's still not closed up, and I'm just gonna have to deal with that. You can't tell. I closed it up, but it was more work than what I needed to do. Don't need to do that much work. Keep it easy. Again. And the opposite wire is the longest because you made a leaf. That's why I'm using the opposite wire. I have an idea what I'm going to do next, but I'm not completely sure yet. So I'm just playing with thoughts in my head. I'm not the kind of creator that can say, okay, do this, this, and this. I'm not that fortunate. We're doing this just as I go. And if I don't like it, I'm going to share it anyway, because maybe you can make it work in a different way. It's just the way I roll. Yeah. You know what really irritates me? The sound. And when I play with the beads. Worst. Terrible sound. Okay, let's see what we have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 done. Okay. 8, 9, 10. We should have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, we do. We have 20. And I'm gonna just carry on and complete doing this. This one I twisted too much. I don't like it. 4 is enough. Okay. Now, so part 1 of, well, this is part 1 of the project, is just to do your single flower and add your leaf. And after you do those, then you can come back and do these this way. Gotta hang on to that. You have to really push it down, and however you can. Another thing you can do, which I think I've been doing it, I'm not sure. I'll show you. I hope you can hear me today. I've had like a sore throat all week. Okay, is if you want, you could tip it up a little bit or put a few more twists so it's not right like head to head with the flower, you know what I mean? I don't know how much of a difference it's gonna make, but I think it's pretty. I did it again, not close enough. So, see what I mean? How it looks? It's not pretty right there. So I'm going to try and close that up. Yeah, gotta pay attention. That's because I'm jibber-jabbering. And with the long wire, put in a few twists. If you don't do it that way, by the time we're done, because now you can see they're pretty close in length, because the length went from one leaf and one flower. And if you look at the video of the 4-inch that I just did, it's a good significant amount of wire if you don't twist with the long. And on a few, I got really, really close. And those wires were 17 inches, I believe. And actually on one, I had to show you how to fix it because I couldn't get to my hoop. So, just something to be mindful. It really is a good habit because it's easier to do it the right way than have to try and fix it. Once you start pulling it down, if it's not anchored right, it will have a space. So you gotta hold on to it. So, you know, I got my ring finger here, and my thumb, and my pointing finger there. And just, you have to grab it however you can. Yeah, see, I don't want too many leaves. And that's how it looks. I think that's good enough for that, for this part. But anyway, I think that'll be the last one. I'm going to finish doing these, and then I'll figure out what I want to do next. And as soon as I know, I'll be back. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.